The basics of hand filing are incredibly important to an efficient nail service. How to prep your files, how to hold the file, how to use the entire surface of the file so that you are more efficient in your finishing. It's time for nail school. All right, bro. The basics of hand filing, what we got?
A lot of students that I work with, they struggle with hand filing because they don't understand the fundamentals. I mean, first of all, the most important thing is basically taking down your edges. Before you perform any type of filing over the surface or around the perimeter of the nail, you have to take these edges down. So I'm going to use another hand file to dull my edges. Once you dull them, right, you're not going to make a cut, right? You're not going to be able to cut anybody. The common mistake a lot of beginners make is they don't know how to hold their file when they're shaping the perimeter of the nail, right? Your natural instinct is just to grab the file, and a lot of people make the mistake of grabbing the file from the edges. You don't do that because the file can slip. There's no support. You have to hold it, right? Like you're gripping a ping pong paddle, all right? Or a tennis racket. You have to be able to hold the side, right? Just like this, right? You see that? Just like this, okay? So that it's firm. That way, if I file my edges, I can put pressure along the sides. You see this? I can put pressure along the sides. If I'm doing my lower arches, it's the same thing. See, I'm holding my hand. That way, I have good support. I have more support by keeping my finger on one side, just like this. And for those of you guys who remember Happy Days, the Fonz, thumbs up. It's the same exact thing, right? You want to be able to keep your thumb on one side like this so that you can put pressure along the side. Do not hold the file like this to get your sides, right? This is bad technique. This is bad form. You have to be able to grip it, right, so that your hands stay loose and there's no pressure. Being able to file with the least amount of pressure in your hands are going to reduce any chances for injury in your wrists. It has to be loose, it has to be soft. So again, having a nice firm grip, but again, right, you just like, if I grip with my two fingers, I have good control on both sides, even from underneath as I turn the hand. I don't turn my hand like this, I just turn the customer's hand to get the perimeter shape. Once I'm done filing around the perimeter nail, then I'm going to use my electric file to take down most of the bulk. After I'm done taking down most of the excess with my electric file, I like to do basically detail work with my hand file around the cuticle, perimeter of the nail, and the surface. I like to think of it as I'm breaking it into two sections. If I'm breaking it into two sections, right? If I hold my hand, I'm not going to hold my hand file in the center of the file like this and pick at it or go like this. I see a lot of beginners, what they end up doing is they end up picking at the surface, right? They pick at the surface because they're trying to hold the hand file like this. You have to be able to take advantage of the whole surface. So let me show you how to do that. By taking your finger, right, your index finger, holding it on top, and then lightly gripping the very top of the file, so you have three fingers, just like this. If I start from the top, you see this? Down the cuticle, through, I finish off this side. I could do the same thing with the opposite side. Again, by just keeping, right, I'm holding the file on the sides here. I'm keeping my finger on top. That way I can come around the cuticle area just like that. I guess the only time you would ever hold the sides of the file right here is when you're coming down on the right side here. See this? As I'm coming down the right side to blend in that area. So again, holding the top just like this, and then again, holding the sides with my finger on top so that I can come down the cuticle area. Now, once you're done shaping the perimeter, you want to be able to use your whole entire arm to be able to surf the surface. And I do the same exact thing. I hold the top of the file and I hold it with 2 fingers. I rest my hand file on top, and you can see how I can file the whole entire surface, right, without having to leave it, right? Even if I have to come in one direction, it's really easy for me to catch it from the top, use the whole surface. You see this? Instead of just lightly picking. You want to be able to use your whole entire arm to finish to perfection. Don't pick. File finish.